At the heart of every eBay listing is the item description. This is probably the most important yet frequently overlooked part of selling on eBay. Since most eBay users have had no formal training in selling techniques, they are hardly to blame for not knowing how to persuade potential customers. Now, when I say selling techniques, I'm not referring to the overused, in-your-face, hard sell methods that are as antiquated as the traditional eBay system that I expose. But it's crucial to understand that the primary aim of a description is to convince and persuade a reader to bid on or buy an item that you're offering. That's it, no more, no less. Your job is to convince and persuade a reader to bid on or buy the item that you're offering. Now, you would think that that statement would be obvious to all sellers, wouldn't you? Well, try the following experiment yourself right now if you have a computer nearby. Browse about 10 or so different auctions of completely different random items. You'll see that a number of them contain very brief description of just a couple of lines. Now, that kind of listing is what you'll find to be the norm all over eBay. The problem is that potential buyers will be left with all kinds of unanswered questions about the item when they see that type of short description. Questions such as, is the item new or used? How old is it? What condition is it in? Does it come with any accessories or extras? Does it contain an instruction manual? How will it benefit me if I buy it? How has the seller benefited from using it? Are there other items that it can be compared with? Is it the best-selling item of its kind? How does the price compare with other channels, online stores and offline stores? Is it unique or hard to come by? And is the seller a unique distributor of the item? And of course we could go on and on with such questions. So here's the thing. If a potential buyer has to ask you a question about the item, then you've probably failed to provide sufficient information in your description. Most buyers expect an almost instant response to their question, and since most sellers can't provide that kind of instant answer, the potential buyer often gets distracted, loses interest, and doesn't bid on the item. Obviously, the art of selling is a very involved subject, and it's not the purpose of this article to be a comprehensive guide on the subject. But the prime purpose of this is to alert you to the fact that it makes a tremendous difference what you say and how you say it in your item descriptions. Now, having said the above, here's a basic outline of what your item description should include. Number 1, start with an attention-grabbing headline that explains the key benefit of the item. For example, brand new special edition Microsoft Xbox 360 gaming console and 3 top 10 selling games, value $96, a small investment for years of family fun. Let's analyze that headline. Firstly, it will grab the attention of potential buyers. If they're looking for an Xbox 360, then they'll want to read further. Secondly, the listing differentiates itself from other Xbox 360 listings by stating up front that this is a limited edition unit and hence more desirable and valuable. Thirdly, buyers are alerted to the fact that 3 best-selling games are included and a price is placed on those games to remind the reader of their value. And lastly, the headline states a key benefit, namely that anyone who buys the item will gain years of fun for the entire family. Remember, buying decisions are made emotionally and justified mentally. That means you need to appeal to emotions. Number 2. Below the headline should be the main description of the item. Again, rather than simply stating features or facts, aim to translate what these mean to the buyer in terms of benefits. Will it free up their time, make their life easier, provide entertainment, or solve a problem? Make sure that you focus on benefits rather than features. A general principle of descriptions is that they can never be too long. As long as you're saying something worthwhile, the more information the better. Aim to answer all questions and possible objections within the description. Another powerful tip that works well is to write in a conversational style rather than stiff, corporate, or purely factual. Aim to develop a rapport with buyers. One way of doing this is to hook them in with an interesting story about the item. Explain how you came by it, how you have benefited from it, or anything else that would be interesting to them. Most sellers don't do this, and those that do tend to be very successful. Number 3. Provide convincing reasons why buyers should get the item from you as opposed to other sellers. The aim of this section is to build on the rapport that you started to establish with them in the main description. Convince the buyer that you are honest and trustworthy, that you will ship the item promptly, and that you provide outstanding customer service. Again, write this in a conversational style rather than legal small print, as it were. That will quickly have the opposite effect and turn readers away. Number 4. Include as many comments from past satisfied customers as you can. These are often referred to as testimonials. You can never have too many of these because they are far more powerful and carry more weight than anything you could say. In fact, what others say about you and your product or service is at least 1,000 times more convincing than what you say. Some sellers include a sample of their recent eBay feedback within their item description, and that's fine too. Even better than that would be to manually type up comments you've received via email and include the person's name and location for increased credibility. Be sure to ask their permission, of course. The next step on from that is to set up a telephone service where your customers can call in to leave you a testimonial by phone. There are some amazingly inexpensive and easy-to-use services such as www.auctionaudio.net that allow you to incorporate audio testimonials in your eBay listings. This is the ultimate credibility because it's far more persuasive to hear another person rave about you than to read comments. End of article. If you liked this article and you'd like to know more about how to use eBay as a marketing tool for your business, grab the special pack of training materials I've put together for free at www.sendmyfreegift.com. Head on over there now to www.sendmyfreegift.com.